Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Folked. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Folked, a casual listening podcast anchored in our love of folk music, but with enough slack in the line. If anything, nothing but slack in the line for a delve into our worlds of Berlin, Limerick, and beyond. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Edward. I will begin this podcast as I begin a lot of the podcast episodes, beginning with a question. Is it still a line if it's all 100% slack? I mean, is there a need for the line then? You know, very existential question for the podcast.
Whoa. I think it definitely needs a line, as we'll find our way back there. The summer is coming to an end. The long nights draw near, and as does the locations of pubs, the venues. Sorry. Pubs and bars of Berlin, at least, which will draw the folk, the people of folk, the
Folk
friends
faithful.
of fucking the faithful friends of folk.
Nice.
Will foray into the forests of folk to forage within its fruits. Forage for fruit.
Are you having some sort of breakdown? Is that what this is? Or maybe a seizure of some sort? Are you verbalizing that?
If I'm being perfectly honest, and if you're watching this, I am awake for about, I'd say 60 seconds. I'm awake. I've run up and turned everything on, and so
Wow.
it's either a stroke or just a bit of a dopey Andrew, dopier than usual.
I thought you were going to say something way more impressive. I've been awake for like 20 hours or something like that. 60 seconds. It is impressive, but it's just on the other end of the scale of impressive. You know, like
Well,
it just took me off balance. It hit me off balance there a little bit.
Well, I was only asleep for about
3 minutes. Amazing.
Well, I was only sleeping for about 30 minutes, so I guess, and yeah, I returned to mainland Europe today after a 2-week foray.
Okay.
After a 2-week wander in after Ireland for 2 weeks, got back to Berlin this morning. So we had an early flight, one of the early ones, one of those early bird flights.
Right.
So I've been up since about 4. Which is nice. It's kind of nice, you know. It's you kind of, because when you land here, then it's still morning. Feel like you have a run of the day. You do a few things. You go shopping. It's still the daytime.
Yeah.
You know, you know. I'm trying to think back what I did. Shopping, I think, was the main part of my day. And putting away shit, tidying away all the stuff that I brought back with me. Always seem to come back. Always leave a ton of stuff in Ireland, like clothes. I like to bring a load of clothes back. Say to myself, like, you know, I'll have a little treasure chest of clothes back in Ireland, so I never have to kind of, you know, when you're doing a kind of a Ryanair flight and people are scouting your bag for that €2.50, €3, whatever that big bonus that Mihal is thrown, €2.50. You know, he's upped his game. So yeah. But so I've got a real treasure chest of clothes at home, and I just keep adding to it, and I just need to stop bringing clothes home now. At this point, it's kind of, there's way too much clothes.
Bring some clothes home with you.
I don't need any.
To wear and stuff.
I could.
But what you're saying is you don't need to now, really. You could just the clothes on your back.
No, I don't. Just the clothes on my back is all I need. Yeah, I'm stocked at home, locked and stocked. Excellent. With everything down to the jocks and socks. I've been foraging away. Stop foraging. God, I'm very into foraging at the moment.
F words. A lot of F words.
But I think it's I find going back to Ireland, I do forage a lot though. I come back with a lot of stuff. I think it's one of my favorite things to do, and not foraging in the sense of garden foraging, but just searching for little treasures in mostly thrift shops, charity shops, or indeed my own home tends to be a little bit of a treasure chest of just crap that I've had for years. Like for example, like I found I was talking with my wife about this, like, and we were saying that we're going to start doing like going home bingo, things that I do when I go home. And one is to wander down to the shed,
Yeah.
and just root through the shed and find something that I'll say, oh, I must just bring this back. Another tick in the bingo list will be getting some morbid news from my father
Mm.
about something. You know, that's another tick. You have been you're privy to that as well, when he'll just kind of throw a curveball at you. You know, the crack is 90 and we're having a great time talking about something, and suddenly there's
Yeah.
a horrific car accident in the north of Ireland is just suddenly brought up out of nowhere. That's just, did you hear about those 3 people killed up the north? I was like, what? But yeah, foraging is one of my things. Yeah, found an old lighter, a Harley Davidson Zippo lighter,
Oh,
that I
very
used to
cool.
collect. Yeah, I used to collect cigar, like, because I used to live in a pub, and for some reason I got into collecting cigar boxes because at the time you could smoke in pubs. And then I got into just collecting things that were to do with cigars and cigarettes. I was never a huge smoker myself, but I like the boxes because cigar boxes are kind of cool. They often come in tins. They often came in
Mm.
tins, and yeah, they just kind of had a, an air of mysticism about them. Kind of a, was it Che Guevara? Is that the kind of, is that the Cuban cigar kind of a thing with the cigar out the side of the mouth? Was Che Guevara kind of? No, that was the other guy. That was the who was Che Guevara's? Who was the guy above Che Guevara?
Well, are you talking about Fidel Castro from
Fidel
Cuba?
Castro. Sorry, yes, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking of.
Yeah. I suppose he liked the old cigars, all right. He was in. There's a poster of him having visited Shannon. You know, the Shannon Airport has a load of posters on the walls in the departure lounge of all the kind of foreign dignitaries that visited, and he's one of the pictures on the wall. It was
Fidel Castro.
Fidel Castro. Yeah.
Really?
Ah,
Hmm.
mad. And we
Did
had
he?
we had Xi Jinping over as well before he was the chairman of the Communist Party, Chinese Communist Party as well. He was in Shannon.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. He was a big fan of the Shannon Free Zone, as in so they set up Shannon as a tax-free zone to promote industrialization and to start businesses up there. And he loved this model a lot, and he he took it back to China and kind of used it a bit, to kind of spur on. I
What do
know
you
that's the
mean
way
the
the
Shannon
story's
Free
told, but
Zone?
I'm thinking maybe
Uh,
he could have landed on that himself. That idea, I
as,
think, without having
as
seen
in
Shannon.
people can go to Shannon and get out of Shannon without being worried about being arrested, kind of a thing, or things like that. Is that what you mean? What's a
No,
Shannon?
sorry,
What do you mean?
no corporate tax. There was a kind of a so the there was either no tax to be paid for a while. I don't know if it's still going on, but let's say if you set up a business in Shannon in this designated zone within Shannon, you as a company did not have to pay tax on the profits that you made as the company, just to help companies
Oh.
start up, attract businesses, get them started, and blah blah.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. And yeah, I was going to go back on something that you said there, but I can't remember what it was. Well, I didn't do my introduction,
Foraging.
so for, foray, my foray into forest foraging for feelings
Feelings.
and
Yes.
the
Frisky
folk
feelings.
faithful.
Frisky feelings among the folk faithful.
Well, you'll find them in a forest among the folk faithful, that's for sure. They're a frisky bunch. Well, look, if you're listening to this, chances are you're listening on the Substack. That's where most of our listenership comes from. And don't forget to subscribe to Substack, and you can be on our mailing list. And that way you won't miss anything, because I know people are FOMO and all that sort of stuff. But you can also catch this podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And you can watch it on YouTube as well, which we're getting a few people looking on YouTube as well over the last number of months. So that's kind of a nice one. And you could follow us on Instagram when we do actually post stuff. Instagram, I struggle with it a little bit these days, just what's on it. I mean, what would I say? A lot of the feed is like suggested posts. When you follow someone, you don't mind seeing something from them. there's an awful lot of like suggested posts just to keep you scrolling. And
Mm.
that stuff wrecks my head. Like that wrecks my melt altogether. Like, and what like because it'll all be all of my stuff anyway is like unsubstantiated fantastical stories like from history, like like facts, like or that presented as facts. Like one example would be, I think it was Agatha Christie. She There was a photo of her next to a big giant surfboard, and I think she went to I wanted, let's say Hawaii, I wanted Hawaii or whatever, right? And the post said, as well as being an author, she was a surfing enthusiast, and she became the first female to surf in Hawaii. And I was like, first of all, I don't need to know that. Second of all, that's like, is that true? I mean, like, even, and if it's true, I mean, what were all the other women on the island doing? I mean, that sounds like such bullshit,
It's like
But
all these
it's just this, what?
local Hawaii women just like in awe of Agatha Christie, who just decided
It's like,
finally to
yeah,
slow
we
slow
can do that.
clap moment.
Like,
Yeah,
and then
who
there was
knows,
another
I
one I
guess.
saw where it was like, sorry, did I cut you off there? There's a bit of a lag, I think, in the connection, but hope we'll muddle through it. But what was I going to say? The other one that I saw then was like, again, it's all stuff that's like, fuck, it's so stupid to put out there. Like, so one, it's like, your eyes have the ability to see magnetic waves, but your brain lacks the ability to process the information. I'm like, fucking great. Great. Now I'm closing the window because you decided to fucking force that information on me. And like, yeah, so it's wrecking my head now. Instagram, to be honest, it's gone so
Say
bad.
that again. Say that again. So it was telling you your eyes. Say that one more time. Your eyes have the
This,
ability.
there's something. It said there's something in your eyes. So there's something, whatever it is, there's something in your eyes has the ability to see magnetic waves. I'm nearly certain it's magnetic waves, but your brain lacks the ability to process the information, and therefore, I was like,
Yeah,
fuck
that's
off.
interesting because
Just
part
fuck
of
off.
my. But that might have hooked me because like that was part of like maybe I talked about this in the previous podcast when I was teaching magnetism and how and then somehow I like came upon the thing of birds using magnetism to navigate, that their eyes are attuned to the magnetic field of the earth and helps them navigate and helps them to get around the world.
Go away, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just, yeah, it's just,
Is
it's
that
interesting.
is that what they mean when they say animal magnetism? Is that what they're talking about?
When you say like I have a magnetic kind of a character about me, a babe magnet is what people have said, I believe, before. Yes, I think that is what is meant by it, Ed, I believe.
I thought it was in total reference to the pig Babe, Babe the pig. But I don't know. I don't know, to be honest.
I don't.
It's just
I don't see. I don't see like that, Ed. Everyone's a babe. Everyone is a babe in my eyes. Just more. Some people are more babe than others. More.
okay. Well, I think, do you know what? Before we go too far down this road, I just wanted to shit all over Instagram for a minute, because I'm afraid we're going to wander into like stuff I'm going to have to fact check for next week. So I don't want to do that because there was a fucking extensive list from last week, let me tell you. And
Well, yeah. Well,
I have some.
Good, because yeah, I was very much, not that I'm ever prepared, but last week was particularly thrown together because I was in obviously the west of Ireland using a random a Zoom 2, which made things, was all very challenging, and I was throwing out some Daniel O'Connell, I was going to say Daniel
Charles Stewart
O'Donnell,
Parnell.
Daniel O'Donnell. Daniel O'Donnell references.
DOD knowledge.
Go on, hit me with your first fact check.
Well, like they're
housekeeping.
you know what? It's just all about Irish stuff. We're useless when it comes to Irish history, really. And I think when it comes to like popular culture, or at least the narrow bit of popular culture that we like, actually that's bollocks. Never mind. I won't even bother finishing that sentence. That we're okay in popular culture, we're not. We're actually shit at that as well. But let's. I'll just go through this list. So, housekeeping, right, from last week. So we started off driving Miss Daisy. So I remember we spoke about like there was a movie by Spike Lee that was nominated for Best Picture, I think, at the same on this. Go on, yeah.
No, just sorry. A very weird thing happened that someone made about an hour after we recorded the podcast. Someone referenced someone else in a conversation that I was with, and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, not like driving Miss Daisy over here." And I was like, that's so strange. That's like we just mentioned that. Maybe that's just more common around our age group. Anyway, sorry, go on. That was it. But I just when they said it, I obviously like say to them, "Oh, we talked." It means nothing to them when I say, "Oh, we mentioned that at the podcast." It was like, anyway, go on.
New listener.
No, I don't think it inspired them. Go
So
on.
remember,
Anyway,
I mentioned
what did we
Spike
bullshit?
Lee. We I couldn't name
Yes.
the Spike Lee movie. I couldn't name the Spike Lee movie, and like you actually do know this because I remember you mentioning this movie to me during our holidays when the weather was really hot. It's called Do the Right Thing. Do you remember that?
Yes. No, yeah, we were. No, it wasn't. I don't. Well, was Do the Right Thing the one where the this is a white suburban dude though that just gets the day is too hot and
Oh no. Okay, so sorry. No, that's falling down.
falling down. But yeah, that's where we ended up kind of somewhere in that we were talking about that kind of genre. Someone having a bad day and going from bad to worse.
Well, okay. So anyway, here is my little. So yeah. So the Driving Miss Daisy controversy of 1990, because we didn't know the year either, is primarily about the Academy's decision to award it Best Picture over Spike Lee's more critically acclaimed and socially challenging film Do the Right Thing, which focuses on a Brooklyn neighborhood's simmering racial tension between its African American residents and the Italian American owners of a local pizzeria, culminating in tragedy and violence on a hot summer's day. I obviously did not write that. That's a lift from, I think, Wikipedia. So very well done though, Wikipedia. Wow, amazing. So yeah,
Put it together nicely. Hats off to you.
yeah, thank you. The second thing then was this is where it gets into the Irish stuff. It gets a bit more embarrassing after this. Well, this one is particularly embarrassing for me. I said I called the Irish Constitution Poblacht na hÉireann, which is wrong.
Oh,
It's
yes.
Bunracht na hÉireann.
Poblacht na hÉireann is Irish
the
public.
Republic of Ireland.
All right. Public of Ireland. Irish public.
So yeah, so it's it's Irish for the Republic of Ireland, and then we're on to the Avondale stuff. So Avondale House is located in a place in Wicklow called Beyond the Trees. You're struggling
Beyond
to
the
remember the
trees.
name of
Yes, that's it.
yeah, in Avondale Forest Park. So if anyone wants to go and visit, I think Andy gave it a big talk up last week. So I think that was good. Oh yeah, a bit about Avondale inheritance dates, which were a bit muddled not muddled, but let's say the way we spoke about it might have been a bit clear. So I'm just going to clarify one or two things there. So a bit about Avondale inheritance dates and a shitty butcher at the end of it, actually. So Avondale House was built in 1777 for Samuel Hayes, a barrister, who wrote a book on Irish forestry and was a pioneer of the reforestation of Ireland, planting many thousands of trees on the estate. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, he died childless in 1795. He left the estate to his cousin, Sir John Parnell, with the condition that it was to pass to a younger son. So on Sir John's death in 1801, his third son, William, inherited it and changed his surname to Parnell Hayes. Charles Stuart Parnell, his grandson, was born there in 1846 and inherited it in 1859. After Parnell's death in 1891, the estate was sold to a Dublin butcher from Phibsborough, who cut down most of the trees in order to recoup his investment.
Oh, okay. What a prick.
What a dickhead.
Oh,
You know. So it's just
wow.
like, shitting all over the first guy's legacy, basically, but sure,
Yeah,
what can you do,
yeah, yeah.
It's
Well,
what
he
it
didn't
is.
get all the trees. He didn't get them all. Beyond the trees.
No. What else then? Oh yeah, Parnell's parties. I think I covered this last time. What they were, the Irish Parliamentary Party from 1882 to 1891, and the Home Rule League from 1880 to 1882. Okay, I did that in reverse chronology, but you get the idea. Oh yeah, we never mentioned the lady who he had the affair with. So she was married at the time, even though she was separated. Let's say she wasn't divorced, and it was kind of a sneaky one, to be honest with you, because not on Parnell or her, this lady whose name was Catherine O'Shea. So she was estranged, let's say, from her husband, who was I think some sort of political ally of Parnell's, but they were estranged anyway. But your man wouldn't divorce her because of some expected inheritance she was going to get from her aunt. So he didn't divorce her. Okay. And in that time where they were estranged, Parnell and herself became intimate, and they actually had 3 kids together. So, but then, like, in the eyes of the law, he was having an affair with a married woman, and he was, I think, like the reason for the divorce was cited by her man as the fact that she's having an affair with this guy, even though that was kind of. Yeah, even though that was kind of a lie, because the affair hadn't started until they were already separated and blah blah blah. So yeah, he didn't contest the what was in the divorce, so that the divorce could go ahead, basically. And then he ended up marrying her. So there you go. They had 3, like I said, they had 3 kids together. So yeah, mad.
But then then Parnell then just gave up the land. He didn't give it to his kids. Just was like, no, I'll.
I'm not sure what happened with or why the land was sold after his death to a butcher who really didn't like trees. But yeah, I'm not sure why that is, or why it wasn't left to his kids or any of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I was going to go, I think, but then I was like, no, Andrew, he's back there in the old thinking, hypothesizing on what that's what got us into this mess in the first place. So nice.
So another one. Then I said Edward Carson. I thought Edward Carson might have prosecuted that divorce case, but it wasn't. He didn't do that, so he did not prosecute the divorce case of Charles. That divorce case that Charles Stewart Parnell was named in. They were contemporaries, though, who opposed each other politically, with Carson being a staunch opponent of Parnell's Home Rule movement. I think I was confusing it with the homosexuality trial against Oscar Wilde in 1895, which Edward Carson did prosecute. So I think that's where I was getting confused.
Edward Carson prosecuted Oscar Wilde for being gay.
For being gay, yeah. Illegal. Yeah.
Who did you back then? So you prosecuted the person on behalf of the state. I am prosecuting you.
Yeah.
And
as in, like,
you should do time because you are gay, or because you have been seen to be sodomizing.
I don't know if anyone had to see them. But let's just say it was probably just a generally agreed fact by the prosecution that there was some sodomy going on. And that, you're right, that is where the law actually focused, I believe, was actually on the sodomy part of it. Not the emotional connection between the two men. It was the more the
not there's taste of music or anything like that.
No. No, it was all about the magnetic attraction, the animal attraction.
There you are. It was could be, yeah. Anyways, babe magnet. But I was trying to come up with something with but it was babe, but I guess gentleman can be a babe. Man can be a babe.
Yeah?
You're a babe. You're a babe when you wear that hat.
Yeah, thanks. I don't think I've ever been described as a babe in an official manner. So, but
It's, it's,
I
it's,
have heard women refer to men as babes, and when I see the men that they're referring to, I'm like, yeah, I know what they mean. They're, you know what I mean? Like they're
I don't
really
think.
super cute guys.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used the word with any sincerity though, even about like going around, hanging around. Oh, lads, the
What a babe!
babes. There's some babes here. Place full of babes.
Just again, the only
Wall to
time
wall
I've
babes.
yeah, the only time I've used this earnestly is when I went to see the movie Babe.
Or
That's
maybe
the only time.
Baywatch. Baywatch might have thrown the word because was that a play on it? Baywatch, Babe Watch. Am I uncovering some
Um,
underlying? Do you think that show wasn't all about just lifeguards and saving lives? No. Do
I
you
think
think
they
that they
threw in
were?
a couple of I think they threw in a couple of terrorist plots in there as well. Actually, man, that got jam packed with action for a finish, not just human flesh.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But I
Worth.
mean, I just don't have the knowledge on Baywatch to be honest. I think I definitely watched it as a kid. I think, but not with any kind of regularity. You know, I don't think any.
I think I did. I mean, don't remember much of it. I remember, there's always someone getting stuck off some kind of, like, some idiot going towards some cave that's going to fill with water now because the tide's coming in. Like, there's always lean into the tide. The use of the tides was always good.
Yeah, yeah, that's
That,
true.
that can get you. And then jellyfish, maybe the odd shark. Not many murders though, if I remember correctly. I don't think that wasn't that hardcore.
I don't
It probably did have a few things that
know.
were, no, it leaned more into kind of just the day to day life of the people of Sandy Cove.
Yeah,
I don't
was
know,
that what it was called? Sandy Cove.
no idea. Next week we'll find out.
I thought like Sandy Cove sounds like something from like Paw Patrol or something. One of those
Does-
kids programs.
does.
Sandy Cove.
Again, babes, a lot of babes.
No man, Paw Patrol. That's bitches. They're all dogs.
This place is wall to wall bitches. Oh yeah, it is. You're factually correct. It is. It's still fun to say that. It's like, even when you're hanging out, like we have a little dog at home called Millie, and it's, stop being a bitch, Millie. It's like, yeah, nobody said, can't say shit to me. I'm just being factual here, Dad.
Yeah, yeah. Edward Carson ain't got shit on me. I did like how there was always in Baywatch a little appetizer emergency, like close to the start. So
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
always at the start of it, there was like a bit of back and forth, ha 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 ha, powwow, and then there was a guy on a surfboard who couldn't get back on a surfboard or something like that. There was always a
Yeah.
little appetizer, and you knew they were gonna do this in their sleep. You know what I mean? The Baywatch people, but it was just to kind of get your juices flowing for the
Yeah,
real
absolutely.
stuff.
But it could have been something as simple as a game of volleyball happening and just someone getting like hit by a stray volleyball, knocked out.
Tangled in the net.
The guy's come running off this. Stay back.
He's dead. Sorry, he's dead. Didn't make it.
Straight away, just stripped down naked, do mouth to mouth. It's like, I got this. Stay back, Mitch. Stay back.
Stay with me. Don't you give up on me.
Oh yeah, did a bit.
Yeah.
Did a bit.
Anyway,
I
that's
wasn't
Baywatch.
surfing. I was among surfers. My eldest son was surfing in Sligo, and we were up there. That I think that was after. I don't know. Were we talking about that last week?
No.
Going surfing? Yeah, we went surfing. One of the days. It was very nice. Very, very nice. Very impressed by him. I think it's like, it's youth. It's youth and that fear, that no fear of that not being like, having not failed, and also having balance, I think, as well, is also just like, my attempts to kind of stand up on a surfboard is just I just don't do it anymore. I think it's one, I'm just kind of concerned for my back, concerned for my body in general. I like to just wade out into the water, splash underwater a little bit,
Yeah.
have my body drop to the temperature that says no more, and then head on back in. Some
For
people stand in the darkness.
Yeah, for somebody who's concerned about their body, you do a lot of, I would say, because you run around like a fucking man possessed when you have a basketball. I've experienced that firsthand. And you also do a bit of like skateboarding, or what do you call it, longboarding,
Longboarding, yeah, but
which
that's
is like, that's similar to surfing, no? As in, like, you know what I mean? The balance required.
I like to think so. Yeah, but I am nowhere near. There's a you were there, but I don't think you saw the level. Maybe you did the first time you were in when you wandered around Tempelhof by yourself, but the level of what longboarders do over here in Berlin, I am just getting from A to B and turning it around, so and going back as well. But you have people who are doing yoga while just longboarding along, or fully dancing as they move around, because the longboard's quite big. And I think skateboarders, not that they scoff at the longboarder, but it's certainly not. You're not doing as many tricks. It's more about kind of
Right.
it's more about what you're able to do on the longboard now, because you're on your longboard, and it's supposed to be like a steady ship. So what are you going to do on that steady ship to entertain everyone else? Um, and
Stand.
I
Stand
stand.
up comedy.
I stand. Yeah, but I haven't taken any big falls. But yeah, so I should get back at it. I always I take it out far too irregularly to become
Mm,
any way better. But who knows? Next year might
okay.
be my year. It's still time, actually. It's probably going to stay. I don't even know. Like, oh god, it's great. It's great being on holidays. You kind of forget days. I think you're in a kind of a similar place where you're kind of about to dive back into the world of work.
Yep.
Um, so but you kind of lose yourself in kind of what day it is, especially as teachers, with the summer holidays, that you kind of, it becomes like Christmas. It's just like, don't care what
Oh,
day it is.
yeah.
But I think, yeah, it's still definitely summer in Berlin. So what's it like there? No, are we? No, let's not. I heard it's
Oh
gone
my
shit.
God. No, Andy, like, honestly, today was like your classic Irish weather. It was insane.
Oh,
Like
it's Electric
15
Picnic
minutes.
as well, isn't it? Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. Like it was 15 minutes of like the sun would come out and you'd be like, Jesus, I'm too fucking hot. And then literally just rain, like torrential rain, like absolutely sky, like, monsoon levels of rain. Then that would lighten up to a little drizzle. That might go on for about 45 minutes. And then another 15 minutes of absolute scorch and blazing, heat. And again, the cycle would just be constantly repeating like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
It's fucking bananas.
I
My
was, I was,
God.
I was, we were, like I said, we only flew this morning, but I was in Dublin yesterday, and I went playing pitch and putt for the first time, and we experienced that in pitch and putt. Like, it's just like, I wanted to
Second
go,
week in a
like,
row, you've pronounced the word weirdly.
what? What should I say?
Put. Pitch and put. Pitch and put.
You
Pitch
didn't,
and
you didn't
put.
call, you didn't call me on that last week. If I do, did you call me on that
No,
last
you,
week?
you pronounced the weird word last week
Pitch
was
and putt, putt,
vigilante.
pitch and putt. I say put. I guess what I should say putt.
I put the ball in the hole.
I've never thought of it that much, and I'm pretty sure I've passed that now on to my children, because they're saying pitch and putt, pitch and putt, pitch and putt, pitch and putt. But it was fun. Like,
Oh.
so I made a plan to go play pitch and putt with my father-in-law. He's kind of into golf, and it's kind
Oh,
of a
he's
thing that
more than he's
he's more
more
than
than
it is.
into it.
Golf is me is to basketball is like my father-in-law to he's just,
He's much more than that as well, I think.
I think me and LeBron James would beg to differ
Oh.
here, Ed, as I teach my children life through the words of LeBron James. I picked up a LeBron James in one of my foraging in one of the thrift shops. We were just looking around the thrift shop, and LeBron James's biography was there, so we bought it. So we're both 100 pages in. Interesting to read LeBron James's biography to my 10-year-old son. It's
Ah.
opened up lots of avenues of conversation in terms of what hustlers are. the N word gets thrown in a bit, and it's kind of it's interesting. It's like because I'm trying not to change what I'm reading because it's actually a good window. It's a nice window to like talk about stuff. Like
Okay.
for example, a conversation he came up about marijuana. He talked about how he tried marijuana because he was feeling very anxious because he was very popular. He was pretty much a star by 14. Like they knew he was going to be a star, and he had already lots and lots of people. Like I think he'd met Michael Jordan by he was 15, and he was just destined to be this star. He's now like same age as us, like he's 40, 41, 42, and retired or retiring. Well, like myself, he's kind of dabbling in retirement. He's not quite there yet. But yeah, just talking to my son about it and talking about girls hanging around, and whatever Jersey girls, that
Babes.
are kind of babes, a lot of babes hanging out with him, and yeah, and just him growing up. He grew up without a father, and a lot of the people, and his attitude towards white people. It's very interesting. I was actually kind of thinking this is a kind of a. I do have to develop this thought a little bit more in terms of parenting, but it's an excellent way if you can find a book that your kid is into. And I guess LeBron James is an easy one for me, but a book that your kid is into and read the biography with the kid because it'll just open up tons of conversation
Yeah.
about real life stuff, whether it's true.
Mm.
And it's just interesting to find. But this is also America where like they know what they know who the top 10 basketball players in the entire country is, and like we're not talking Ireland, we're talking America. So like a state is already a massive thing to be the top player in a state, and then having people like the owners of Nike and Air Jordan people trying to curb your curb your what's the to get your to woo you, what's the phrase you use when to curry your favor,
Nice.
curry favor, yes, there
Yeah.
you go. But anyways, yeah. How did I end up flipping there? Pitch and putt. Yes, we were. I went playing pitch and putt with my father-in-law and my two sons. And God, that's well. Okay, let me tell you the whole thing. Right. So this pitch and putt club is. First of all, nobody, and that I told about knew about this pitch and put club. I seem to be the only one that had found this place. So a week
Okay.
ago, a week before we were there. So I was there yesterday, which was Friday. The week before was when I went there just to check. I was walking with my wife, and we said like, I just want to see if this place is here. There's a building site where the Billy Barry School used to be. Remember the Billy Barry kids from? You'd probably know them from the Late Late Toy
Yeah.
Show. I don't know if that's still a thing, the Billy Barry
Yeah.
School or Billy Barry kids. They used to have a weekly slot on this Irish show called the Late, or a weekly slot, sorry, a yearly slot on what was a famous Irish show called the Late Late Show, and then every Christmas there would be the Late Late Toy Show, which was a massive deal for all of us as kids growing up. It's where we got to see what toys were going to be around that Christmas. You'd sit there with your pen and paper, and you'd be like, ready to
Yeah.
learn what Santa's going to bring, what I need to
All the
focus on.
all the toys I'm not gonna get.
Absolutely. A lot of dreams destroyed. This is it. This is the pinnacle, is seeing what I'll never have. Um, anyway, so the Billy Barry School is on a street called Phillipsburg Avenue. Um, near enough, I don't know. I don't know. Dublin 3, maybe. Oh, God, did I see Dublin 3 somewhere? I know it's north side. Anyway,
I'm not fact checking that.
no, you don't have to. Do you know where it's near? It's near Fairview. Yes, it's very near Fairview. Anyway, we were walking up there a week before, and big massive building site now because they sold a Billy Barry school. And they're building there right now. I don't know what they're building, apartments or something like that. But there's this tiny gate that has one of those. It has you lift up the bar and you slide the bar lock into the wall, and then you put it back down. And you put the padlock on it, but like obviously the padlock's not on, so you have to open this gate, and like the building site's to your left, and there's just this tiny path, and you can't see anything. You can't see there's a pitch and putt club, but there's a sign that says there's a pitch and putt club down there. So we walk down there, and yeah, lo and behold, at the very end of this path, it opens up into this lovely little green area that there's this pitch and putt club tucked away in this very, very not what built up area of houses. And there was a lady inside there, and she was the chairperson, and she was yeah, you can come at 4 o'clock, blah blah blah, whatever. So I said, great, grand, I'll just be back next week. So we went there on Friday, yesterday, and arrived with the boys. my father-in-law is pretty, as I said already, he's into his golf. I was a bit nervous about bringing my two boys. I tried to teach them a little bit of golf. I don't know if I had sent you the video of my younger
You,
son's.
yeah, you sent me a video. It was like 1 second long of your youngest son nearly taking your head off
Yes.
with a golf ball.
Yeah, yeah. He just like we were preparing for a picture of me being a coach. I was trying to get I had got something to use as a hand. Have you seen the movie Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, yeah,
And it was and the guy who coaches Happy Gilmore got his hand bitten off by a crocodile. I don't know if you
yeah.
remember that. And he used
I
to have
do.
a
Yeah,
fake hand. So I had went off and found something in our treasure trove again of a yard, which is basically a scrap yard, but like has just tons of random stuff in it, and had something that was going to be my fake hand. I was ready for posing the picture and going, oh look, this will be funny. I'll send it to my sister who also likes the movie. But my youngest son wasn't prepared to wait for the picture and just swung. And my wife wasn't taking a picture; she was taking a video, and she captured this money of me just going, "Oh Jesus fucking Christ!" Anyways, so I was nervous of
yes.
them
You
going
were
as
very
well because
scared.
golf is, yeah, but golf is like it's a hard game to like. I'm actually okay at it, and I guess it's because hurling is just like I'm okay at pitch and putt. Anyways, I don't know what I'm like at golf, but I'm okay at pitch and putt, and but I was nervous of them going to it. Anyway, arrived at the clubhouse, which is a large container. There's nobody in the clubhouse, but there was two people playing golf. So I went up and was just walking towards them, and I was like, okay, I'll just ask them, like, is the chairperson around? But as I was walking up, the guide was a woman and a man, and the man was on the green and he was putting. And me, knowing the etiquette of golf, was like, okay, don't disturb someone while they're in the middle of putt. This could be like, this could be a serious moment, and you don't want to like start going, excuse me, can I ask you a question while they're in deep concentration? So I saw him at the green. I stood, I didn't say a single word, and he putted it, and he sunk his putt. He put it in the hole. So just as friendly Irish banter, I just went, well done, nice ball. You did well under pressure. And classic dub response, or not dub, that's not fair. I'm married to a dub, and there are amazing dubs. But this, I didn't feel this response was done in a jovial way. He just went, I'm under no fucking pressure here. And that was it. Just like no smile, just a really angry look at me like I am a prick. I was just like, all right. Do you know where the chairperson is, or the chair lady? And she happened to be playing with her. And then I chatted to her, and she was just really nice. She was like, do you have your own stuff? And I was like, yeah. She said, okay, belt away there. Off you go. So that was lovely as well. So, but yeah, just this like, I'm under no fucking pressure here.
And
And
did
just like,
he drop
just
the
stared at
F-bomb?
me. Just, he did. Just that's it.
Wow.
Just really like I had just like really irritated him by being too friendly. And maybe I get that sometimes as well. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know. People are suspicious of friendly people, like be wary, keep everyone at arm's length until you know what's this guy's game. Like, is he some sort of classic scoundrel, dirty, rotten scoundrels, a kind of Michael Caine type character? Am I going to try and woo him into bed and then only to
Steal his fortune.
steal his fortune? So,
And did you win him over?
well, no. Well, we were teeing off at number 1 then, and but they were playing out number 18. So where they were pitching their last shot, we were taking off from. So we had to
Okay.
I was kind of conscious of him watching me with my kids who don't know how to hit a ball. But we were watching him on his last hole, and he fucked it up. And the person he was playing with, like, nailed it. The lady captain or the chairperson, she nailed it. And I was kind of inside. I was like, shit, you're a piece of shit. You're such a
He's
piece of
just
shit.
it's just he's a shit player, because I mean it's obviously not the pressure, because he's under no pressure. He established that.
I'm under no pressure. I'm fucking shit. I'm shit all the time.
Shit at the pitching. The putting's my game. I'm more of a putting guy.
But yeah, but it's a difficult game. It brought me watching the boys. It brought me back to the early days of just like, because actually you grew up quite near a pitch and putt course. Actually, you were quite near probably what was at the time one of the center points of the parish of Kilbarn, Terry Glass,
Yeah,
Borrisokane,
it was
when
great.
they opened the pitch and put course on what had to be one of the steepest hills in
Yeah.
pitch and put history. I think now if you just there's probably a house
Go on,
there
yeah.
now or something. There's houses
No,
there now or something. No, it's just
I
still a
don't think.
giant hill there.
No, it's still a field, and it was really good actually because, like you said, it was mostly on this giant hill, and you had to really be careful. I wasn't too bad at it. I was actually all right as well, but yeah, sure we were there the whole time. We were there every week nearly or whatever. But yeah, pity it closed down. But sure, look, that's the way it goes. Was one in
That's
Borrisokane for a while as well, right?
Oh, there was actually, yeah. Now that you say it, the park was used to be one, and I don't think I ever played in it before it
No, me
became
neither.
Borrisokane Park. But yeah, just like so, I have like a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and just just like they do things like you saw the video of him swinging the ball and me going Jesus fucking Christ,
Yeah,
because ball could land. But like it's just the thing of them walking around and there's like big heavy golf clubs and they're without thinking it they're kind of swinging because they're just you're bored when you're kind of walking around, so you're swinging around the golf club and it's the next thing a fucking golf an iron swings past your head and you're like Jesus, like like you need to be careful. You need to stop. You just got to hold the clubs down, okay, and then that's fine. But then, like you're standing there. None of these clubs are mine. They're loaned from my father-in-law, so I'm very conscious of these clubs not belonging to me. And like at some stages, like they're just standing there, and there's like the way you'd kick a hurl as you walk along the road, you just be kicking it in front of you. And they
yeah,
were doing that, and I was like, "Stop kicking the like." So this activity, which is supposed to be kind of a relaxing afternoon, is just me constantly saying, "Stop doing this, stop doing
yeah,
that, wait there, stand there, don't stand
yeah.
there." Like
Mm.
another time, like we walked past a bunker, and like then Seamus saw a rake, and he was just like, "Rake!" Runs and grabs the rake, just like started raking the sand, and I was like, oh no, you have to wait till you kind of, because I'm also conscious of this place as well, like that I don't know what they're like either, and if they're sticklers for their how this place is looked after. And at one stage then I was taking a shot and I turned around and like my son was just like raking a green. He had brought the rake over to a green and was just like
Oh,
I was like, Seamus, get off.
oh
and
God.
then it proceeded to like one of those showers, those biblical showers that you spoke about. So I think we got 8 holes in, and then the biblical shower kicked off, and it didn't stop for at least 15 minutes. We all got kind of soaked in that time as well. We did find some shelter, but by that it was too late. We weren't moving for long enough. Cold was setting in, so we had to abandon after 8 holes. But listen, broken the pitch and put ice, and
Like,
we're
like, just when you talk about like, you have as an adult, you have an image in your head of doing an activity, or you're like, this would be a nice treat for the kids now. This would be a nice treat for the two of them, and then they just bring their bullshit and they fuck it all
they're,
up.
they're ignorance,
know?
Ed. They're ignorance, and
Well,
like, listen, we're
let me tell you
experts in
something.
that.
I had something similar this week where I was like, I'm going to take the kids to get a milkshake as a treat because you know what I mean. Just as I think it was after Friday. So it was Friday. So after school, I was just look, your first week back at school, we'll just go for a little treat, and I just bought both milkshakes, and that's grand. And then drove home. They had the milkshakes. Drove home, and then got into the driveway, and then my youngest just spilt the whole milkshake all over the back on the floor and
Yeah, and
everything.
the drama is not the damage done, the spill thing. It's like the lost milkshake is the
That
drama.
you hit the nail on the head, Andy. Like that was it. Like that was the fallout I had to deal with, as well as cleaning up the slop in the backseat of the car. I also had to contain this person now who is like feels they've been robbed.
Take a second there, Ed, and say something there again.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we got major crackling coming in from your voice into my ear. Anyway, I don't know if it's to the listener's ear, but major crackling.
Oh, that's weird.
Every time you
everything looks
speak.
That's annoying. Everything looks normal here. It
I
doesn't
don't
give me any notifications. Nothing like that. Okay.
Listen, I'll hopefully it's not getting in the recording, but it's in my ear. So if I'm just looking at you like you're torturing me, it's not the words you're saying, it's the sound. It's the sound of your voice.
Okay. That's a shame though because I can't hear it. It all sounds perfect to me, but it's possibly just I don't know poor connection
Yeah.
or something. But look, just in case it is bad, maybe we can wrap it up. Even though I didn't go through all of my housekeeping, unfortunately, so
Oh, really? Not. I didn't get through. I have a couple of, like, as I said to you with the yeah. Listen, we can because I'm only in the door. I'm gonna prep like a motherfucker for next week. It's gonna be
mm,
off the chart podcast next week. Tune in, everyone, because I'm gonna be talking about some great things. Uh, I'll have a little bit more LeBron. A little bit more LeBron, which again is a great. Again, not only is this a great one for just life's lessons, but also for music because he's meeting all these artists as well. So, like, one of the songs we're driving along, like, so we were reading the book mostly in the mornings, and then and LeBron would be talking about all these different people he'd be meeting, like Tupac and that's the only one I can actually think of or remember. Oh, Notorious was Notorious. A lot of these artists that my wife is looking at me going, "Do you not? Did you not know this album existed?" I was like, "Nope, nope. I didn't know. I was too into Aerosmith and Coolio. That was my wheelhouse." Which I think are pretty cool. But yeah, what else? Also, a hell of a lot of fucking dreams in Ireland. Whatever the story was with being in Ireland, I was dreaming nonstop the entire holiday. Just the most vivid dreams and waking up like they were kind of being peppered with needing to go to the toilet in real life. So the dreams then were what's they were the build up of the dream was always to the moment of tension, which was now I really need to go to the toilet in real life. But the dream was also feeling that tension as well, whatever was happening to it, to in the dream. But then I stumbled upon, like, my mom has this wedge. I didn't tell her I stole, and if she's listening, I'm really sorry, ma'am. But she has a book called The Classic 1000 Dreams. The reason I love this book is because it predates AI. Like, AI would churn this shit out in no time, but this was written by someone. Someone sat down, and there's 1,000 words. Like, it's done like a dictionary, so you can look up a word, and then, so for example, imagine you were dreaming about thighs. Okay, imagine your dream is about thighs. Okay, and I'm gonna be we can finish off the episode here because I am a little worried that your voice is turning into that crackling sound that I'm hearing, because every time you speak, I hear it in my ear. It just turns into kind of a, like, almost like white noise for the ear. White noise is for the ear. White noise for the ear. Um, just one more nice story from the flight home as well. A very funny moment was we flew Aer Lingus. Oh god, it's such a dream, fly Aer Lingus. Oh my god, it's just like heaven, heaven in air, heaven in the air. But the flight attendant, Northern Irish fella, and we were all sitting, all four of us were sitting in a row, and he passed by, and he passed by, and one of us had a bag on our lap, and you're not supposed to have a bag on your lap, even if you're not in the emergency seat. You should have it under the seat in front of you. So he said to him, "Excuse me, would you mind put?" I have to do a northern accent now. Would you mind there putting your wee bag in under the seat? And my youngest son turned and he just went like, "What's what's a wee bag? What's a wee bag?" And he took it for what he heard, a wee bag, and he was very confused by a wee bag, and it just made us laugh a lot. Like, we were just bursting out laughing, like the kids taking this literal guy who just, like, we had to tell him actually when he came down and gave us coffees later on. We were like telling him about it, and he was like, tells it all by his accent. Anyway, listen, Ed, your homework this week, apart from fucking fixing all the shite that I talk every week, is to try and record your dreams. Try and remember your dreams. And if there's a word, if there's something that pops up in your dreams, we're going to refer to the manual. I have other great books actually that I got as well. I stole. These are legally stolen. I got a book that I'm planning on reading over the next. John B. Keane, Unusual Irish Careers. Really looking forward to reading that. It's got some very, very unusual careers. Like, what's the one at the top here? It's after getting very dark here. A forelock toucher, or a racecourse tipster, or a staff holder. I have no idea what any of these things are, but yeah, a forelock. Yeah, I don't know what a forelock toucher is. Another book then, I found a Flann O'Brien. My mother seems, even though she says she doesn't really read a lot of Flann O'Brien, she's got a hell of a lot of Flann O'Brien books. The Dalkey Archive by Flann O'Brien, who I love. And then another one by John B. Keane, Letters of an Irish Parish Priest by John B. Keane. So I don't know, a couple of interesting books. But anyway, the one that I didn't ask my mother for is the one I'm about to read from now. I'm going to have to lean into the light of the laptop here. Thighs. So imagine, and you know I've got powerful thighs. We've talked about them many times. The thighs represent the relations. Again, no AI. Someone sat down and decided this I will teach. There's actually even a foreword that I won't even. I'll go back to because they're deadly serious about their dreams, and maybe my mom is too. And if you are, mom, I'm sorry, but this is just too funny. The ties represent the relations. If anyone dreams that both his ties are broken or beaten black and blue, he will die in a foreign country alone without the assistance of his relations. If a girl dreams this, she will be married to a stranger and lead her life in some remote country far away from her relations. If she is a wife, she will become a widow and lose her children. If anyone dreams that their ties have grown bigger and stronger than usual, their relations will be promoted to an important position which will prove advantageous. If anyone dreams that he has been wounded on the thigh, If anyone dreams that he has been wounded on the thigh, he will not accomplish his desires, but be annoyed by his relations. To dream you see the fair and white thighs of a woman signifies health and joy. If a man dreams he has a well-proportioned thighs, it signifies a happy voyage. And with that, Ed, I would like you to dream well, dream of thighs. If you only dream about thighs now, I guess we can. I hope that doesn't direct your dreams. I don't want to be guiding you. You know, I want you to learn this shit for yourself. I love you, man. Didn't get to hear your voice the whole end. Give us one more. Give us one more high if I can hear the crackle.
Crackle, crackle.
Crackle, crackle. It's still there. Hope it's okay. I hope you didn't hear it at home. If you did, well, suffer no longer. We'll sort that out for next week. Love you all. Have a nice week. Bye. Go on. Give us a crackle. Bye. Crackle. The next part of the dream about thimbles, thirst, thorns. Dreaming about thoughts. That's a weird one. Fucking thoughts. Bye-bye.